Holding clients hostage, Stephanie Jones leaks.
This video is going to get no reach, but I refuse to be silenced, and I refuse.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Ashley Brianna Eve, and here we talk about pop culture, power, and media manipulation. And I was just about to, I even took off my choker. I was about to call it a night. It's Saturday. I got done recording content, working on content for clients, and then something caught my attention here. Something caught my attention in this Variety article. Justin Baldoni sues his former publicist, Stephanie Jones, alleging she maliciously leaked texts that sparked legal battle with Lively. Now, because I was so busy the last few days, it's okay. You guys got your news elsewhere. Totally cool. But I don't know if you saw this. We're diving in. The latest lawsuit portrays Jones as growing increasingly paranoid and rattled by negative press about her in outlets like Puck and Business Insider, as well as an anonymous website that detailed her alleged treatment of employees and clients. One Puck column called Jones an erratic screamer and reported on a client exodus that included Dwayne Johnson and Lauren Sanchez. The complaint claims that Jones, who was relying on a psychic, then plotted a revenge campaign against client Baldoni and partner Abel as they both announced their plans to exit Jonesworks. This case gets crazier and crazier. But we're diving in. So let's dive into some of these websites. I started clicking on them. I was like, I have to do this with you guys. So let's start. Let's start here. Holding clients hostage, Stephanie Jones leaks. Update 10/21/24. After receiving a notification following another unsuccessful hacking attempt, we decided to have a bit of fun and look into the penalties for computer hacking, as in Connecticut, where Stephanie Jones lives. They describe hacking and the offenses there. Hacking is illegal and it's a crime. Speaking the truth, sharing our experiences, and finally having an opportunity to expose the nightmare we survived and some of us still live is not. What we discuss here is sadly not libel. It's not bullying. It's not gossip for the sake of it. The sheer amount of documentation we do possess, screenshots, voice notes, legal letters, emails, is shocking and heartbreakingly emblematic of the problem that is Stephanie Jones. If anyone wondered why Justin was breaking his contract and getting the hell out of Dodge, this is probably why. And then the shit she pulled with Jennifer Abel, which originally Blake and Leslie and all of them were saying, oh, we had a subpoena. I bet you they didn't have a subpoena. I will stake everything I have on they didn't have a subpoena. And I believe Brian Freeman probably knows that as well. Our hope, past creating a space where our niche community can come together to spread awareness, is that our actions can inspire a change. Most likely not on Stephanie's part, because she's beyond saving, but a change across the larger industry who can wise up to her antics, her history, and her woeful disregard for her clients and employees. So again, quick reminder, hacking is a crime, a punishable one, and we will not be intimidated. We've made that very clear. What? They say we collectively thought it was about time for a considerable update and a check back in. First, we would like to reiterate that this site does not serve as bullying tactics against Stephanie and her pseudo name Southern Belle poor me act that she uses on her clients while she cries and screams at them while collecting substantial monthly fees for below par fake PR. This site solely exists due to the years of nonstop verbal and emotional abuse that we all suffered through, and some of us still suffer through, and the horrific treatment in the workplace that continued without any intervention. I feel like this needs to be a deep dive. Let me know in the comments. Do we need a deep dive on Stephanie Jones? I feel like a Saturday night, 5 o'clock, last minute run through on this will not be enough. Do you guys want a deep dive? I think we need a deep dive. The legal threats and letters for wanting to leave. The astounding amount of shockingly cruel voice notes and texts, as well as incessant screaming telephone calls, do not make her tough or a boss. They only serve to bring home what a fully ridiculous tyrant she is. This site is our only place to tell the truth, and none of this she can deny. We have receipts. With this in mind, we thought it was time to discuss the public debacle that was the Business Insider expose, which finally addressed the longstanding, not-so-secret toxic goings-on at Jonesworks. Link below for ease. As a group, we have our own sources. We've been told that Stephanie was pleased with how this article turned out for her. What? She was pleased? But we are all here to tell you, Stephanie, that this negative article did not make you look, in your own words, like a badass or ball breaker. What is it with all these people in balls? Ball buster with Blake. Do they just think that that makes them a badass and a leader? As we all know, Stephanie doesn't understand how to truly do PR outside of leaking her own clients' secrets. So she was unable to assist with this article. She was out of her depth. She hired a crisis PR person who helped navigate her through the experience. Good for him, honestly, for doing the best he could to cover the pure nightmare that she is. But to be frank, the article is pretty disappointing to the 40 plus people who have bravely shared their story and included current and former staff, clients, and in general, horrified bystanders, and took the time to speak to the reporter. We don't blame Business Insider. They were in a tough spot, unfortunately, due to the sheer terror of facing such an unhinged and litigious person. Oh shit, maybe I shouldn't be talking about this. Everything's going to get hacked. If I disappear tomorrow, it was Stephanie Jones, everybody, just for a heads up. Many were not able to speak on the record. This allowed Stephanie and her crisis PR person to use their own single person for the record and respond via a PR representative. More specifically, in regards to Donnie's quote, Stephanie does not fight for her clients, but she does fight with them. Crying, screaming, keeping them hostage. Please feel free to ask any of her clients outside of the one willing to speak on her behalf and her former boss, who hasn't been relevant since the early 2000s. But we are appreciative of all the work we know the publication put in, and it was cathartic to finally have someone listen to us. We are, as we are sure you are well aware, frankly flabbergasted that her best friend Chloe Maliciously from NBC, yes, her, who was so happy to be part of Stephanie's gang when Jonesworks had clients of relevance, did not give a simpering quote on her behalf. I feel like it's all power plays relationships at this level. I would feel like you'd be hard pressed to find someone that's a true friend. We've decided to write one for her instead. So please find the below quote attributed by us to Chloe Maliciously. I've worked with Stephanie for close to a decade during my time at CNN and now at NBC, fabricating stories to help her catch and destroy her clients by pretending to kill stories we planted. So she would create the drama and then be the savior in killing the stories. These people are unhinged. No wonder Justin was like, I am canceling this contract and getting out of here. You people are nuts. And allowing her, I feel like he was waking up to the issues with all these people, but unfortunately it was too late. And allowing her to assuage them by saying, Chloe is my best friend. In return, I received exclusives with Jeff Bezos and The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, just as long as I let her copy approve these stories, which CNN and or NBC might frown upon. I can't wait to continue working with her in the future on serial cheater Zach Brown and proven predator, SA predator, Carmelo Anthony. We do love a loyal friendship. And it's interesting that only now Chloe is nervous about the public part she's played in this. Let's hope she can cover her paper trail. None of us can truly fathom why Stephanie, as a woman preaching about the power of a female-owned company, sees nothing wrong. I love these people. It's like Leslie Sloan, like, we're women. Why are we here? We're a female-owned company. Why are we in this mess? What is it with these people? Sees nothing wrong or transparent about posting clearly uncomfortable employees' bad performing, trending audio clips next to a champagne dispenser where we can only assume moments before they've been bullied, screamed at, and abused. Lucky for us, we've kept the voicemails, the voice notes, and the text messages, which we will upload when the time is right, but we digress. So let's move on to the most hysterical part, which is Stephanie trying to actually do PR. And how do these people get to this level? And mask the bad press article by trying to do positive press. What a nut. Here we have the comedic pay-to-play fluff piece that was Hamptons.com. Ooh, pay to play. You don't say. Pay to play, eh? But corporate media and the real journalists are the ones to listen to. This has been on numerous group chats where we all have been able to enjoy the charade. Every day is brilliantly false, comedic gold. It was good effort. All right, where else? Oh my gosh, given the employee-sized holes in the walls of her agency and the fact that according to Glassdoor and LinkedIn, most people she hires not only don't align with her ethos, they last less than 2 years at the place, if they even last that long. We're sure that what team Unsure. It's been a long day. We're unsure what team remains as so many have come and gone so quickly. We're genuinely surprised when we come across people who do in fact work there. We've also been made aware that this is yet another lie Stephanie tried to peddle. More specifically, when she recently attempted to sell her agency and was turned down when it became clear how poorly the business was doing. This was attributed to her outlandish overheads and debts. Yes, we know about that too. Let's also address the idea of integrity. Scroll down below if you have any questions or need a reminder about the limits of Stephanie's. All right, let's go down. But as Business Insider so kindly brought to light, most, if not all, Jonesworks former A-list clients are no longer clients. To quote Business Insider directly, in addition to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Lauren Sanchez, Jeff Bezos, Julianne Hough, and country singer Lainey Wilson and Chris Hemsworth, Jonesworks did the actor's social media, but not his general PR. All have parted ways with Jones in the past year or so, former employees said, as well as brands Wheels Up, Ocean Spray, and Partake Foods. Wow. We're not going to lower ourselves to her level and comment on her mention of family and how she prioritizes quality time. All we will say is we're curious how many of her own clients' families were affected when their secrets were leaked for Stephanie's gain. Oh my gosh, this keeps going. Update 2, Stephanie Jones has silenced another media outlet. See, I've been talking about this. This happens, yet was it what Stephanie McNeil of Glamour wants you to believe that the only place you can get your news because they're the only legitimate place is corporate media? We're aware of several articles this week that cave to legal. We'll post any that provide us permission to do so. We will not be intimidated by Stephanie Jones ever again. She has once again tried to silence us by hiring someone to remove our site. See, this shit goes on. And people, laugh when you say that Blake has a PR crisis team that is trying to get things removed and screw with the algorithm. And they make it seem like we are these nut conspiracy theorists, which I these days would rather be lumped in a group of conspiracy theorists than mainstream media, to be quite honest. There was an overwhelming response to the information shared, and we are just getting started. The closer we get to revealing the whole truth, the harder her and her henchmen try to stop us. Yeah, no shit. I see that on my social media. I get no reach anymore. We won't let them. Imagine what else they're hiding. You won't have to imagine for long. To start, Stephanie Jones takes clients hostage. Publicists, due to the condition of their work, are allowed into the confidence of the world's most famous and powerful people. While some of the information shared by clients is good, some of it is bad. Most publicists do everything in their power to ensure the bad doesn't come to light. In fact, a basic principle of PR isn't all press is good press. It's good press is good press. Yep. With Stephanie, once she learns the bad, it becomes her tool and her weapon. The more baggage a client comes with her, the better position Stephanie is to ensure they don't leave her unscathed. Oh, I am so excited. Stephanie's been dragged by her hair into this lawsuit. Stephanie is known to leak information about her clients to the press so they can she can save the day for them, inspire their gratitude. Oh, I thought gratitude was bad. We're not supposed to have gratitude. It's toxic. God forbid a client wishes to terminate their services. It only gets worse from there. Look what happened to Justin. Look what happened to, was it Jennifer Abel when she left the firm? It only gets worse from there. But there's no malicious intent in any of this. There's no malicious intent in any of this. Oh, I hope the judge refuses and stick it to Ryan and Blake. Oh my gosh, this is wild. Really let that sink in about what happens when a client terminates their services. And now we have her pulled into, thankfully, the legal battle because Justin and Jennifer Abel, who was the former employee of Stephanie Jones, filed a lawsuit against her for her role. So again, what happens when you go against her and you leave? As soon as clients wish to end a contract or express disconnect, suddenly negative stories begin. And who's the only person that can fix it? Stephanie. If a former client finds a new publicist suddenly, they're faced with a crisis. And who is the only person who has historical knowledge of the client to fix things? Stephanie, who is only happy to once again offer her services and ensure a client can't leave and is punished if they do. Wow. Wow. All right. Well, what else do they say here? And how does she get away with this? By utilizing close friendships with reporters like Chloe, who works at NBC, former CNN. So see, again, that's also why the Nick Shapiros are beneficial. I don't get, like, I genuinely, sorry guys that don't like swearing, I don't give a shit if Nick Shapiro still has CIA contacts. That is neither here nor there. And you're getting lost in the sauce. If you are wondering and worried, oh, does Nick still have his CIA contacts or not? It doesn't matter. I don't care if Trump has cut him off because he was involved in the Hunter Biden laptop. I don't care about that. Why do I not care about that? Because you really, at the end of the day, don't need to be CIA to have contacts with people. So how did she get away with this? Journalist contacts, contacts at magazines, at news stations. In doing so, Stephanie is able to utilize the network's platform to do her bidding, not benefit her clients. This is what I've been saying. And then, between Stephanie McNeil and some people in my comments being like, he's not CIA anymore, doesn't matter. I've never said it's because he was CIA that it matters now. You get the contacts then, but you still know the journalist now. It's benefiting Chloe, certainly, whose career has been bolstered by her affiliation and willingness to do the dirty work. You don't say. Because of this, she was given access to Stephanie's A-list talent roster, sometimes playing both sides of a situation. That's just the alignment with Chloe, but it goes much deeper than that with outlets like TMZ, who are willing to utilize thin sourcing for their stories that generate massive amounts of engagement money. And she's been so successful in carrying this out over the years. She's influenced not just her own business, as clients are either scared to leave or can't do a sudden turn in public perception, but stock prices and company reputations. Not only does she break confidentiality, she willingly does, regardless of the possible damage this kind of behavior might cause. And it does have a cost. Everything in some cases, from reputation to brand and movie deals, partnerships, philanthropic opportunities, sponsorships, the list goes on. This is organized coercion against clients like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Jeff Bezos, Lauren Sanchez, Chris Hemsworth, Tom Brady, Scooter Braun, and more, who simply hired a publicist they thought would honor confidentiality in contracts or want to end the relationship as they were allowed to do in the normal course of business. These continued leaks affect clients' ability to do business as their news is never safe. And that's nothing to be said for the emotional safety of the people who come into contact with her. Erratic screamer was the correct phrase to describe her. She's emotionally turbulent and spares no one from her wrath. Anyone who disagrees with her opinion or suggestion is bullied until they are no longer feel comfortable to speak, choose not to avoid confrontation, or simply ignore her. The bullying takes place publicly with assistants, account managers, agents, adjacent PR teams, anyone. Wow. She terrorizes her team as well. Look at Glassdoor if you want an honest assessment of the public domain where people risk their anonymity in order to try and warn others away. So Jonesworth is high school with immature, mean girls. The CEO is horrible and her toxic leadership has led other staff members. Didn't say the rest. They're just screenshots. Stephanie Jones, CEO and founder, is a controlling, toxic presence and abuser. I would neither recommend prospective. Then gets cut off there. Looks like it's just screenshots. Jonesworth, another Glassdoor. Jonesworth is one of the most toxic work environments in the industry. While Stephanie has built this company from the ground, she has built an atmosphere that led to high turnover, backstabbing for management, and public embarrassment. There are multiple times where she would publicly berate and fire employees in front of the entire group. Wow. Verbal abuse, manipulative behavior on another review. Dictator, abusive type leadership. Senior management is on a power trip, another Glassdoor review. Another Glassdoor review. You're treated like trash and are talked down on. Another one, incredibly toxic work environment. I had depression the entire time I worked there. Wow. All right. All right, guys, I paid $1 for this damn article. So make sure to like, subscribe, and tell somebody about the channel. Who's afraid of Stephanie Jones? How Tom Brady's publicist became one of the most polarizing names in celebrity PR. All right, let's see what they have to say. Stephanie Jones, though not quite a household name, the founder and CEO of Jonesworks has drawn powerful clientele over the years, including Tom Brady, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Venus Williams, Jeff Bezos. A petite blonde, Jones gives off a frenetic energy, joking to her employees about how she barely sleeps and lives off of coffee, Adderall, and a dream, one former mid-level employee said. All right. Former staff recalled in-office dressings down that got so loud that Jones would ask her assistant to turn up the music to cover up the yelling. She FaceTimed one employee who had called out sick and accused her of lying. Turns out Jones was right. Threats to journalists were not uncommon. Piss off Jones and she'd cut off all access to her biggest clients. What do I keep saying and people call me crazy? I know not you guys don't, but I keep saying this. Keep saying this. And so many people are like, that doesn't happen. Threats to journalists were not uncommon. Piss off Jones and she cut off all access to her biggest clients. Even her clients' own teams weren't spared. She once emailed an A-lister's business partner that he was sloppy and sent him a clown emoji. She is unhinged. This is wild. I am learning all of this in real time with you guys as I record this. Originally, it was just going to be a headlines. Let's hit the headlines. And then I saw this and I was like, you guys can get the headlines from someone else. We need to look into Stephanie. And I feel like I need to do a deep dive on her. Let me know if you want one. Recently, instead of just managing her clients' images, Jones has become the story. In May, Puck reported that both Sanchez and Johnson had dropped Jones as their publicist, with the journalist Matthew Baldoni referring to Jones as an erratic screamer. On May 8th, a website called, this is the one we were just on, Stephanie Jones Leaks, and an accompanying X account created, now I have to find the X account, created by an anonymous user appeared, alleging that Jones engaged in unethical behavior. Interesting. Now in the back of my mind, I'm going, I have to find that X account. Not today, but I will look for it. The X account racked up 900 users in 2 days, some of whom were Jones industry peers. It was suspended before being suspended. The website was soon taken down after the X account was suspended, only for a new one and a Facebook page, a Reddit account, and even a Pinterest page to appear soon after. I love when Unhinged is met with like unhinged rage over how someone is treated. That's kind of my favorite type of energy, is unhinged raged over how you were treated and wanting to get the truth out of there. Good on you, whoever that was. Feel free to email me, support@ashleybrandeve.com. I'd love to hear your story. A representative for Jonesworks said they believe the anonymous poster was a disgruntled ex-employee. If the former employee who created this fiction had put this much effort and creative storytelling into his or her work here, he or she probably wouldn't have been fired, the rep said. All right, Stephanie. Regardless, the pages took the Hollywood media scene by storm. Everyone is buzzing about this website. One entertainment reporter told Business Insider when it first went up, whenever there was an update, he said at least 10 publicists texted him, "Oh my God, it's back up," or "Have you seen the latest tweet?" I love whoever this person is. I love you. And I kind of have that same energy. So happy to meet you. I've never seen anything like it, he added. In reporting the story, Business Insider tried to find out why Jones was such a polarizing figure. Nearly every person interviewed, whether Jones' former employees or fellow publicists, would do so only under the condition of anonymity, many because they were utterly frightened of her. One person was suspicious that Jones had hired people to pose as reporters to find out who would talk negatively about her. What? So when the website popped up, there was an internal debate about whether to even contact the creator. After everything people had said, for a moment, the thought materialized, could this be Jones trying to entrap BI? Who's BI? Did I miss something? Oh, Business Insider. Is that it? I don't know. To a certain extent, this no holds barred approach has worked for Jones. She's amassed a powerful client list, but while some may see her more aggressive tactics as her simply being a good publicist, for others it's too much. It almost seems like a throwback to the entertainment industry of the 80s, one leading industry recruiter said. It's just a very kind of rot environment that's not healthy. Jones declined multiple requests for an on-the-record interview for the story, instead sending an emailed statement via her rep. We at Jonesworth are passionate about our work and our clients. We fight for them every single day, she wrote. That's a big part of what makes us the best of what we do. That passion can sometimes make you a target. Passion that is actually erratic rage and erratic screaming is like when a real estate agent says a house is, cute and it's falling apart and filled with toxic black mold that is going to kill you and your family from living there. She says that passion can sometimes make you a target, but I'm beyond proud of my firm, my employees, and the work we do every day championing the cause of our clients. I honestly feel like she needs a deep dive, but I'm kind of nervous. Seems like she takes down all these websites. I already have enough issues after going after Nick Shapiro. Okay, so just talking about the people she's attracted. How the agency's growing. Okay, let's back up a bit. Alexandra Pastori, a former account executive at Jonesworks, said the agency was growing quickly when she worked there in 2018 and 2019, which meant everyone was wearing a lot of hats. Jones fought particularly hard to score wins for her star client Tom Brady. In October 2022, Jones dropped everything in the middle of Jonesworks office Halloween party to help draft Brady's divorce announcement, two former employees said. 2 days later, Brady and Gisele Bundchen announced on Instagram that their divorce was finalized. The Jonesworks rep said Jones stepped out of the party to speak with a different client. Oh, so she made that as a fake story. But while one day might be Birkins and bubbly, the next day can be chaos, former employees said. In early December 2023, Jones got her team kicked out of a popular Brooklyn bar, the Royal Palm Shuffleboard Club, during the firm's annual holiday party, the former Jonesworks executive and the bar's DJ said. It all started when Jones approached the DJ between 10 and 11 and asked her to play 1-2 Step by Ciara, who is married to one of Jones' clients, the NFL quarterback Russell Wilson. The DJ told Jones she would try to get to the song later, but Jones started berating her and recording video of her. The DJ and former exec recalled Steph took out her phone and was like, "Oh, you're racist. You're racist because you won't play Ciara." The former Jonesworks executive said the DJ was calm, cool, and collected. The former executive added that the DJ had been playing songs by Black artists like Beyonce, Drake, and Lil Wayne throughout the night. The DJ, who was a woman of color, said she had never experienced such treatment in her career. It was very triggering, the DJ said. I was telling her to leave me alone and she wouldn't. Shortly after the incident, the bar's manager asked Jones and her employees to leave, but the experience stuck with the DJ. So much so that the DJ, or so much so that when BI first reached out, do they call Business Insider? Do they call themselves by a nickname? I love that. I don't know why that cracked me up so much. I'm lacking sleep. Out of her via Instagram, she thought it was a setup. I wouldn't put it past her if she hired you to try to get my number just so she can harass me even more, the DJ wrote back. The Jones rep denied that the team was kicked out of the bar. The rep said that the DJ did not play the songs they requested, and that Jones told the DJ should treat her customers better. It's like all these Blakes, Ryans, Stephanie Jones, this "do you know who I am" energy. One former staffer said a constant state of fear permeated the New York office. She and another former employee said that on multiple occasions, Jones asked an underling to make the Sonos music louder in the office so people couldn't hear her screaming at employees through her glass-walled office, but everyone knew what was happening, the former staffer said. I don't think there was one day in the office that someone wasn't crying, another former employee said. I cried in the bathroom every single day. In February, several current and former employees of the publicity firm received a text message urging the recipients to band together to sue Jones, contact a lawyer like Gloria Allred, or a large employer protection law firm, and stay quiet, it read. The message was signed off by a concerned friend of the agency and former or current employee who is ready for a reckoning. That was just a crazy text to get, said a former employee who received it and had no idea who the sender was. Why? The recipients, I'm just going to stay on my farm away from these crazy people. I can't believe I used to want to work in Hollywood. And like, well, when I was really young, I wanted to be an actress, but wow. The recipients started side chats with others on the chain. We're like, can we do something? Should we do something? But no one wants to because everyone's afraid. People who got out wanted to stay out. That's kind of how I felt too. I escaped, right? What? Some said Jones could be a tyrannical boss. She was known to unexpectedly FaceTime employees, multiple people said. A former account exec who left Jonesworks several years ago recalls taking a sick day to attend a job interview. I love that. Who hasn't done that? Come on. Who hasn't done that? Jones texted her to ask how she was feeling, to which she responded that she'd been sleeping and was feeling a bit better. She said Jones then FaceTimed her with no warning. The account exec ignored the call, but Jones texted her demanding she call back immediately. She took off the makeup she was wearing and returned Jones' FaceTime. Jones looked at her and said, "You have mascara on. You're lying to me." The account exec gave her 2 weeks notice shortly after. One recent employee said Jones FaceTimed him while he was at a funeral. He suspected she didn't believe he was actually attending one. The Joneswork rep said Jones never FaceTimed that employee. Steph would never pry into a personal matter like that, period. This person says it was like a never-ending fear of what was going to be in your inbox, what kind of voice note she'd send you. The recent employee said, adding, "There were so many people that I was kind of in the trenches with, almost waiting to see who could get out first." He quit Jonesworth after less than a year. Wow. Their turnover is not normal for the industry, the former staffer said. It was constantly revolving door. Joneswork didn't hire an HR person until January of this year, 13 years after the company was founded. She went 13 years without an HR rep. The Joneswork representative said the firm's turnover rates were fully in line with other businesses in the space. When employees did leave, Jones did not always let them go easily. Two former employees who were at Joneswork in the past 2 years received threatening legal emails or legal letters, which were viewed by Business Insider, because they use a short form for their name, which I think is hilarious, warning them not to disparage Jones' work or share confidential client information after they quit. The employees had signed NDAs upon hiring. One of the women said her letter demanded that she sign the missive. The employee's lawyer told her to ignore it, advising, "This is a bully letter. They're bullying you." What? The exit tax and anti-Jones accounts appeared in the midst of some major client departures. In addition to Jones and Sanchez, Jeff Bezos, Julianne Hough, the country singer Lainey Wilson, and Chris Hemsworth, Joneswork did the actor's social media, but not his general PR, have all parted ways with Jones in the past year or so, former employees said, as well as the brands Wheels Up, Ocean Spray, and Partake Foods. What any public relations professional understands is that each client relationship is different, the Joneswork rep said. Johnson okay, I'm like, what? No, I thought it was Jones. The Rock dropped Jones in April 2023 after ongoing tension between Jones and his team, including an executive at his production company. Four former Jonesworks employees said his exit was a significant loss at Joneswork. Not only did his personal PR, but also represented his production company, $7 Production, and did work for his tequila brand. There's The Rock. After Johnson left, Jones tried to downplay his exit to her employees. Speaking to the former Joneswork exec, people will ask what happened with The Rock, the former exec said. She said to them, "Oh, he's just having internal changes. We're best friends. We still talk every day. He's dying to come back and work with me, but they're just doing internal things." But he left because of ongoing tension between Jones and his team. That's why he left. But she's like, "We're still besties." This is like Blake and Taylor. We're besties still. I swear we're besties. We just need space. That's like the PR line for things aren't good. Jones' biggest remaining celebrity client is Brady, though according to 3 former Jonesworks employees, tensions have also flared on the Brady account. Jones tries to overstep the people that are in his Jones tries to overstep the people that are in his business. One of the former employees says she tries to take over every aspect of it as if she's his agent or something. Wow. Over the years, being a fighter has become part of Jones' brand. The sweet Southern gal who will go to war for her clients, but for some staffers and recipients, Jones has pushed the limits on what is acceptable. In a tense email exchange in 2023, viewed by BI, one of the Carmelo Anthony's business partners defended himself against Jones, who accused of him doing things last minute. At the end of his note, he told Jones not to call him sweetheart. In response, Jones told him he was sloppy, accused him of manipulating the email chain by deleting specific exchanges, and sent him a clown emoji. She signed off the email with "Thanks, sweetheart," after he had told her to not call him sweetheart. So this is someone that has a history of retaliating against people, makes your life miserable if you leave her, and is just shown here. All he asked was like, "Don't call me sweetheart," which people have a right to say if you're emailing back and forth. In response, she called him sloppy, accused him of manipulating the email chain, and sent him a clown emoji and then signed it off, "Thanks, sweetheart." Every time you'd think I'd get numb to it or something, but my mouth would still drop because I'm like, how can you talk to your client's staff like this and not think that's going to get back to them, said the former exec. Wow. One early Jonesworks client said she switched Publicist after a short stint with Jones. Not only were Jones' fees were exceptionally high at around $10,000 a month, but the client couldn't handle the drama of working with Jones. She said she's effective, but she's a nightmare. She's yelling at me. She yelled at the people who worked for me. She would yell at my husband. The former client said, I felt like I was being abused by my PR person. The client said she was young, but didn't know that wasn't how the publicist behaved. But also the world has changed. She said that behavior is less tolerated. Wow. This is wild, guys. All right. Well, there's Stephanie. She's unhinged. Who's afraid of Stephanie Jones? Well, I don't know, man. That's wild. Okay, I don't even know what to say after that. I was not expecting this direction for this video, if I'm being honest. It's like, we're going to do a light video. I'm just going to read a couple headlines, update everyone on any news on Saturday. And then I see this and I'm like, I can't not look. And then all of a sudden we're buying an article from Business Insider and here we are. And my brain hurts processing all this. Wow. So what do you guys think about this? I want to hear what you guys think. Do you want to deep dive into this? Let's pull up the Variety article really quick. So let's just touch on this really quick. I'm just still, my brain hurts from all of this. I want to hear what you guys think about this. I was not expecting to stumble on this today. So just to touch on the Variety article, because they talk about Justin Baldoni sues publicist Stephanie Jones. On August 21st, 2024, that's when Abel arrived at the Jonesworks office. So she was confronted by a physically imposing security guard, a forensic data extraction technical expert, and an attorney sitting at a conference table awash in documents. After being ushered into the conference room, Abel noticed that the security guard was posted just outside its doors, positioned between the conference room and the office entrance, blocking the exit. There, the attorney gestured at the documents and instructed Abel to review and sign them. The attorney stated that the Jonesworks suspected Abel had retained proprietary information on her personal laptop. Abel was told that Jonesworks would have grounds to sue if she did not allow them access. So she trusted them. Jennifer Abel trusted them. She went to the Verizon store. Stephanie Jones never turned over the phone number. So by refusing to release Abel's phone number, Jonesworks had basically had all of her information. She lost everything: access to the iCloud, bank accounts, text messages, photos. All of her sensitive information was stuck with Stephanie Jones. And Jones now had unrestricted access to everything stored on Abel's phone. All that violated California labor laws covering Abel's employment, according to the lawsuit that was just filed. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm still processing all of this, guys. I don't know. Today's complaint states that just hours after Abel's phone was seized, Sloan called Nathan. During that call, Sloan told Nathan that Sloan had had seen Nathan's text messages, which could only have come from Abel's phone, and that Nathan should expect to be sued. The complaint says Jones had turned over the contents of Abel's phone to Lively and her team without a subpoena. Oh, man. So they could slice and dice her communications to construct a false narrative about the source of Lively's bad publicity. In turning over these materials to Lively, Jones knew full well that the blowback would engulf not only Abel, but also her clients, Wayfair and Baldoni. As a result of Jones' malicious scheme, Abel's life has been turned upside down. Wow. Without a subpoena. And, it's funny because doesn't Blake Lively and Leslie Sloan keep doubling down on the fact that there's apparently a subpoena? Doesn't look like there was. I had assumed that was what Brian Friedman was going on about and wanting to do the amended lawsuit about, that they figured out there was never a subpoena and that it was all obtained illegally. All right, my friends. Well, we're going to leave it there because wow. What do you guys think? Do you guys want a deeper dive on Stephanie Jones? You're going to have to help me with this channel if we do that, because, if she already has a history of trying to take websites down, X accounts down, and all of that, y'all need to help me out. You need to like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell other creators. Because, looks like she has a history of taking people down that try to out her. But let me know. What do you guys think? Is this shocking? My brain hurts. And with that, I'm going to let you guys go on your weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. What I found, nobody wants to hear.